Hi, and welcome to Solidity Magazine TV. I'm Rachel B. Kaplan. I'm a yoga teacher of 14 years and counting. I also hold a degree in clinical nutrition, and I've been a health and wellness enthusiast my entire life. I feel so privileged to share my knowledge and passion about health with all of you. And my vision for this show, Higher Health Now with Rachel, is for you to have a place where you can find your definition of health and self love and ultimately tap into your true self. Let's connect. I am most active on Facebook and Instagram. You can find me at Rachel B. Kaplan on Facebook or at higher_health on Instagram. And take down my email address if at any point during today's show or any of the previous shows that you've watched and you have questions or specific obstacles you would like my coaching on, please don't hesitate to reach out. I would love to connect. So now more than ever, we must take a stand for our health and our well being and our contribution to our community. If you're struggling to even think about food or get a handle on eating that is beneficial, this week's episode might help you as I'll be talking about meal planning for success. I know you may be thinking I'm really busy, and the thought of having to plan out meals just feels like one more chore to add to my already long list of things to do. Trust me, I totally understand. I used to think the same way until I changed my mindset around it and just started doing it. What I have found is that taking this time to plan the meals for each week and writing out the grocery list means that I ultimately save time and money. It means fewer, less desirable calories, and it means less stress, which honestly are just wins all around. Menu planning saves time because first you know what's for dinner, and you won't have to run to the grocery store as frequently. It saves money because eating out is so much more expensive than preparing meals at home. It also means less food waste because you've only bought the items you need to prepare for your meals. You can definitely save in calories too, because many times we impulse buy and we end up choosing convenience or processed foods. Or if you go out to eat, you order items that look healthy like a salad, only to discover that your meal contains 1,000 calories or more. Finally, planning meals reduces stress because you have a solid plan for your week and you won't have to rack your brain at the last minute to figure out the age old question, what's for dinner? Choosing ingredients from the grocery store gives you more control over the quality. More and more supermarkets are offering more organic options and a wide variety of foods and brands from which to choose. When we eat out, the food usually contains higher sodium levels than what we make at home. And restaurant prepared food typically uses lower quality oils like soybean, GMO foods, and GMO foods are used as the norm, and MSG is often added or hidden, along with other controversial ingredients. This doesn't mean you shouldn't enjoy eating out, but when you select and prepare your own food, knowing exactly what's included in your dishes that you make, you're able to better control the quality and nutritional value of your meals. This is a huge help with weight loss and weight maintenance since you are in control of the food you actually know what's in it. And you're likely to have a more nutrient rich meal. So, first, got to get organized. Pick a day to be your menu planning day. For me, that means Sundays, but choose the day that works best for you. Consider which day of the week can best make time to sit down and figure out what to have for dinner during the week. Will this be the same day you do the grocery shopping? For me, not usually. Or will you plan the night before and shop the next morning? I typically like to go to the store on Monday mornings, not too many people there. Sometimes I like to plan the menu on Saturdays and then do the shopping on Sunday, but most of the time it's Sundays and go shopping on Mondays. Before you start, you may want to ask for input from your family to see what they want for dinner during the upcoming week. How do you like to plan your meals? What works for you? Do you prefer to look through cookbooks, existing recipe cards, or find recipes online? Or maybe a combination of all three? Does your family have a favorite meal that they like to have each week? Start with what you know so you don't feel overwhelmed. If you already have a recipe box with a lot of recipes, then start there. Find 5 or 6 that you want to make for the week and go with that. You can add to the repertoire little by little. If you typically eat out most nights, maybe start with planning just 3 dinners this week and increase your menu planning from there. Consider the nights that may be typically hectic with kid activities, meetings, or any other obligations you may have. Then think about what would be the easiest meals to make on those nights. For me, that means something in the handy dandy slow cooker once or twice a week. Or you may want to double a recipe and have it ready to reheat on a second night. Another option is to double up your chicken for one dish and set aside half to add to a salad as your main meal on another night. Choose quick and easy meals when you know you won't have much time to cook, or maybe plan on those being your crockpot nights. After you figured out your meals for the week, it's time to create your grocery list. Be sure to check your fridge and pantry first to see what you already have, and then make the list of what you need. If you have a smartphone, your shopping list may be much easier. My favorite grocery shopping smartphone app is called Our Groceries. I really like it. I get to add my grocery items to the list in categories like produce, meats, dairy, etc. You can create your own categories too. Plus, other family members can add items to it from their smartphone, so we can share the list. It's really cool, and I really don't understand how I ever did pen and paper before. Okay, so you figured out what nights are busy. You have your menus for the week, and you have your grocery shopping list all set. You'll want to be sure to write down your menu plan for the week so you and your family remember what you're having each night. Post it on the fridge or somewhere else that everyone can see. How do you like to store your recipes? Do you like to store them on your computer, or do you like to print them out and keep them in a recipe box or a folder? I started keeping a pocketed folder in the kitchen with the recipes I plan to make that week. So right I know right where they are and I can find them easily. I save them on my computer, then I print them out and put them in a folder so I have them handy when I'm ready to start cooking. If you type up your weekly menu plan and save it as a document on your computer, you can refer to it later. Perhaps you label the one you create this week, week one meals. Then label next week's week 2 meals, and so on. This way, after a few weeks, you'll have quite a few menu plans to pick from, and it will get easier. And then you can add to the list by trying one recipe every week or every 2 weeks. Place these menu plans in a folder on your desktop labeled menu plans so you can find them easily. Before you know it, you'll have a lot of recipe options and meal planning becomes a lot easier. Here are some bonus tips. Cook once, eat twice. Plan to make double what you would normally make for dinner so you have leftovers for lunches and or dinner. You can also have the option to freeze some of the leftovers to use for the following week if you prefer. Cook grains like rice ahead of time, definitely for the week. And then you can refrigerate them and use them later on, usually adding a little bit of water when you reheat them. Most grains will keep for about 3 to 5 days. Be sure to have your food defrosted. If you're using any kind of frozen items like meat or chicken, fish, check with what you need for the next day the night before. Chop your vegetables. I like to chop my veggies on the weekend or the night before to prep ahead of time and then place it in a storage container in the fridge. Also, decide which frozen vegetables you can use instead of fresh, especially if you're going to make a soup or a stew or even some crock pot meals. And then make any kind of marinades or dressings, spice mixes, or sauces in advance to save time on those busier nights. If you typically eat dinner out twice a week, then and you have about 20 recipes to prepare at home, that's about 4 weeks worth of meals without planning or repeating a meal. That's not bad. You can add more to the list as you go to expand your base of options. Even if you start out just planning 3 of your meals each week, it will make a difference. I feel so much less stressed when I know I'm ready for the week and I have what I need to make my healthy meals. Taking 30 minutes to plan your meals will save you much more time and energy in the long run. I'll be honest, I definitely fought for it, fought to do it for a long time because it just seemed like too time consuming. But now that I do it on a regular basis, it's so much faster and easier. Once you start implementing a weekly meal plan, you'll notice you feel less stress over dinner time, and you may have a better answer to the question, what's for dinner? You and your family get to enjoy more nutritious, home cooked meals and a lot less stress. So let's try something. For this coming week, take a look at the calendar and see which nights you'll be cooking. Decide which nights you'll need a quick, easy meal and which nights you'll have more time to prepare a meal. Then start your menu planning. What new recipes have you been meaning to try? Write out the menu for each day's meal. Make a list of the ingredients. Make a list of the ingredients you need to purchase, double checking your pantry to ensure you have the spices or staples needed, and decide which day you'll go grocery shopping. Don't be afraid to ask family members to help with the prep or cleanup. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. I hope that you found today's episode on menu planning for success helpful. And again, if you have any questions, maybe you want some meal plans, I'm happy to work with you and your schedule. And maybe if you have any kind of food restrictions or if your family members have food restrictions, I'm here to help. Don't hesitate to reach out. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I look forward to chatting with you again next week here on Solidity Magazine TV. Peace.